Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the week ahead report, the war report for May. Where are we now? Getting right, May the 10th. Obviously quite a lot of news to cover this morning. Obviously a lot of news which is pending certainly over the week. I guess the key elements is what's going to happen obviously with the sovereign debt concerns in Europe. Also what's going to happen with the UK election. Obviously, all three parties are trying to get a majority there, and obviously that's caused a bit of concern. I guess some of the main news on the weekend, I guess, was the EU ministers all coming together and looking to finalise another plan, quite an expensive plan, but overall quite a good plan. We'll have to really see how that unfolds, but let's just get that up there. There we go. I don't know what's happened there, but anyway. Yeah, US readies, basically let's have a look at it here. You can see here, I guess the main thing, EU readies, emergency fund, 645 billion to fight off the concerns. So that is indeed quite a lot. Let's see if we get some reprieve from the market. Let's see if the market gets a reprieve. Obviously we're going to open up a little bit weak in Australia, but let's see what happens there. And retail sales in the US probably rose in April for the 7th consecutive month. All that's showing quite positive stuff, so we'll have to really see how that unfolds. But let's have a look really with that news, what happened last night. And obviously the markets are quite volatile, but we've certainly opened up higher, or the US dollar is certainly weaker. Well, let's just say it's the euro. As you can see, here's the euro. Euro's looking quite well bid there. Obviously it stays above 128. We've got to be confident that it looks all right. If you look at the movement on the daily chart, you can see that that's the first significant bounce we've had. Maybe that is a low. We're going to run with that. As you are all aware that we did in fact get involved in long euro, long Aussie and short gold over the weekend on Friday. They were on the tweets, so we're holding on to those positions. But let's see. Let's have a quick look at the dollar index. Obviously a little bit under pressure from those highs. We'll have to see how the market opens. It really is. When you look at the dollar index, it is trading around that 82.30. That's we haven't seen it there, but it should be around a bit lower than that. But anyway, let's see how that unfolds. As I mentioned, the euro, everything seems to have bounced. Dollar weakness. You can see that also in looks what's happening in the gold market. Gold market there also under pressure as well. We're going to see a lot of volatility occurring. There's no doubt about it. A weaker US dollar actually might support some of the other markets, but we are seeing some good economic data as well. So it's very unnerving but very volatile, but we're certainly going to stick. How's the market going to open today? Well, expectations are that it will open weak, but I actually feel that I might get some support from the package, and I don't think it will be as negative as what people first thought. So I'm more inclined to think that it should actually open up low, but then we might gradually claw back some of those losses. So let's see how that does unfold. There's the hourly chart of the SPY. Here's the daily chart, and obviously there's going to be a lot of news concerning how it's going to trade today. There it is. But yeah, I'm a little bit more optimistic. I think we have a low in place, and I'll be more inclined to think that we're going to be tracking sideways for a while. Let's just have a look at that a little bit more detail there. See here. It's interesting, but we've got support in a weird way around near these areas, 4,500. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it bum around here for a while, then decide what it wants to do. As you're aware, we were short up here, but we took profits far too early, which is all part of life. Anyway, let's see what happens from there. Okay, let's have a look at the economic calendar ahead. Now we're looking for, obviously, all signs of economic news, but I guess trade balances in China are going to be very important. The other most important stuff, obviously, let's see what happens in the Bank of England announcements. That's on Monday. I guess when you look through the data, consumer confidence in Australia is going to be very important. All the normal data we've got in America is coming up as well. But as usual, I think we've got to head towards the end of the week for any major news or any major announcements which are coming out. And I think let's have a look. We'll just go to Thursday. Here we go. Here we go. In Australia, we've got unemployment, obviously very important. Market is expected that to be a little bit higher. That would then give us a little bit more of a higher participation rate as well. If that's the case, then you'll see that the RBA's consensus, monetary consensus, is right on the money. Let's see how that unfolds. But all in all, pretty important is to see how that does work. We will actually see how that affects our interest rates. Obviously, 5.3%. We feel it'll actually be a little bit less than that, a little bit better number. But let's see what actually happens and how that will affect it. If it is better, that should put a floor in that Aussie, and that Aussie shall look a little bit better. Obviously, I think from here it's probably not a bad thing to look at. The only other major news, we've got retail sales in the US, industrial production, and capacity utilisation. These bits of data here are going to be important towards the close of the week, but I think a lot of this economic news will take second fiddle. A lot of this news will take second fiddle over the week, I think, as the market tries to focus really on what's happening in Europe and obviously what's happening in the UK. As we head on to the week, we are short dollars. I'm thinking of closing the copper trades we've had open because I feel that they've found a little bit more support, obviously with some good profits, so I'm happy about that. But we're short gold, long Aussie, long euro. That seems to be the plays at the moment and have been since last Friday. A little bit of a nervous trade, but we're going to try and make these ones into something of a trade. But stay close to us. Remember, we have got our stops in place, which is important. And follow the tweets, because that's when we'll update everything. That's just the Commodity Broking Services tweet site, and also we've got the Facebook, so keep an eye on that. You'll see all the bits and pieces when we're talking about different trades and stuff. That's about it from us. Talk to you soon. Have a good week ahead, and we'll talk to you later.